Pop Scoop.
One, two, three.
Hi, I'm Isaac for Pop Scoop. We're at Norwich Art Centre, and I'm here with Luke, Adam, Jed, and Gethin of glam indie rock and roll band The Struts.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Really good.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How's the tour been going so far? I mean, I spoke to Luke back in sort of late January, February. You're about to put out Kiss This, and since then you've been touring pretty steadily.
Yeah, we're currently touring like venues around England at the moment, trying to promote our debut album, which is out on the 28th of July.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to spread the word as much as we can, and I think I speak for everyone when I say that it's gone a lot better than we've expected, and it's just gone from strength to strength. Each night that we've played has just been better than we thought, and we just like to thank the fans for turning up, because it's been amazing.
That's great. And last night you were at Camden Rocks Festival, is that right? And I heard a bit beforehand that you killed it there.
Yeah, well, I think as any band knows, to go to Camden is can be quite well, a lot of bands can get a bit nervous, because the London crowd especially can be quite a tough crowd. Well, I think they are the toughest crowd, you know, and for a band like us who's promoting bringing back joy to performances and their audience simultaneously, is quite a feat when it comes to a London audience. But you know, we came, we saw, we conquered, and we had Camden literally on their knees, so we gave them a good spanking.
Brilliant. It's what they need.
They do. Everyone needs a good smack across the arse every now and then.
And is that something, I mean, you were saying that, you know, you want to be, it's cool to be happy, it's cool to actually enjoy music. Is that something that, you know, has been there from the kernel at the beginning when you all got together?
Yeah, from the word go, you know, we had references like, bands from the 70s that had very similar ethos. You know, we really enjoyed the musical mentality of Slade, where they had, you know, a bit of heavy grit to their music, but yet, you know, on top of it was literally, you know, feel good rock and roll music. And you know, we've always tried to emulate some of that humour, like the same way as a band like Queen would have, and yet some of the sort of like energy from like the Rolling Stones and bands like Aerosmith and things like that. So
yeah.
Promoting fun and high energy rock and roll has been in our sort of ethos from the word go.
Yeah. And to take us back, how did you all meet?
Well, it started off with me and Ads. We were on the same management, and both of our bands kind of just sort of, you know, fell apart very, very well, pretty much at the same time.
University kind of thing.
So after that happened, our manager sort of suggested, you know, would you like to write together? And then from then it just seemed like a great match. So we just started working on a lot of material, and then we went out and got a record deal. And then after we got the record deal, we then found Jed and Gethin through friends of friends that we had met on the circuit. And yeah, we invited them along to play, and then we just thought this is it. So
All clicked.
it's been like that ever since.
And on tour too, do you all get along very well? I mean, you lived together up until quite shortly ago,
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah.
You-
We lived together
you
for
were all in
about
the
2
same
years,
house.
yeah. It was us 4 and 3 cats. So it's good fun, yeah.
One each, nearly, right?
Nearly, yeah. Well, these guys had 2. You had to get rid of one because he was
Yeah.
weeing all over our music equipment and bedding.
But
Sorry.
But on tour we seem pretty sound. You know, I mean, this is the first tour where we're doing literally everything ourselves. It's just 4 people, 4 of us in a van. We've got no roadie, we've got no engineers or anything, and to be honest, it's made the tour even better because you're experiencing everything together. It brings you closer. I mean,
Is it more chill in a way?
yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's not nice not having someone bossing you around.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's like anything,
You
you
have to
know.
get there on time. But that's it.
After 2 hours in a van, you know, like the 18th fart in a row kind of gets a bit annoying, but you
I'm not
know,
going to name any names.
it's
here.
good. No, we're not going to name
Okay.
names. That just wouldn't be fair. But because we're all human, we all do it, don't we? Flatulence is natural, though, isn't it?
Especially in a tour.
But the levels
tour
of smelliness is questionably how natural.
There's a
it is.
hierarchy.
Yeah, there's definitely a smelly hierarchy. But it's good, you know. We got a lot of time to sort of like listen to music and talk about what we want to do. So it's nice. It's quite good.
We try different genres of music in the van as well, don't we? Like we had
You've done a lot
country
of
today.
covers that you do. Is that right? I mean, you've done not just the kind of covers that you'd think a rock band would do. I mean, Lord and Stussy.
Yeah, well, I
in the
mean,
past.
Boring if you're a rock band doing a rock song, because it's just without changing the genre of the song, it's kind of just going to sound pretty much the same with a different voice on it. So it's better to do something that's like
Put your
you
mark
wouldn't
on.
think
Yeah.
would be a good cover, and then it's something different then.
Is that something you do in the shows too? Do you
Yeah.
do one or two covers as well?
we try and stay clear of doing too many. I mean, at the moment we're doing the Lord one because we actually recorded it full band and it just sounds great live, and obviously because it's probably one of the most recent things that has come out, the audience, as soon as we start playing it, like you look at the front row or as many as you can see, and all like the kids are singing along to it, and I think it helps us to reach out to a different shade of audience that, you know, we wouldn't normally really get. Shade? What am I on about? Shade? Sorry, I just woke up. Demographic of audience, you know, like
Stratosphere, just
maybe kids who wouldn't really necessarily identify with rock and roll music can hear
I know
that,
that song.
and they'll be like, oh, I like this, and
Yeah.
and it connects us with them. So
We've
yeah.
had a few people at our gigs actually on this tour that have said that they've heard us through like a Cheryl Cole cover we've done, and they're kind of lined up to buy our album and stuff now, and they're not even Cheryl Cole fans, they like the rock and roll stuff, but they've just found us through that online.
Yeah, it's
So
neat
it
that way. You
works,
can,
you get to
yeah, you got the covers. You know, the hashtags will take you to different
Yeah.
places,
Yeah.
and you'll find yourself. I mean, how do you feel about, you know, social media? I mean, is that quite important for you?
Well, I mean, you know, I think any band who doesn't pay attention to it is well, just
Like
It's
it or
a
not,
bit
you've got to like it,
stupid.
haven't you, really? You've got to do it.
You've got to do it. We
Yeah.
live in an age where music is changing, the industry is changing, the online presence of a band means, you know, so much more than it ever has ever before in history, and it's exciting because it's given us brand new ways to reach out to an audience, and if you're creative with it, you can get really, really good results. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, I mean, you connect with fans just like that.
Yeah.
That way. I mean, you can't do, the bags of fan mail don't really happen anymore. It's
No.
it's
The tweets.
and,
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it, you
Facebook
know,
likes and-
I accept all the fans on my personal Facebook account, and every day I'm getting people just mailing, and sometimes it can get a bit intense, but it's good. It's nice to be that closely connected with your audience, and you know, even today you get people just like, oh, I saw you last night, you know what, I'm going to come today, and then you're just like, oh, thanks, yeah, well, I'll see you later then, you know what I mean? You can't do that with fan mail, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's cool. It's messaging in the fast lane, so to speak, you know what I mean? Constantly, so it's good.
Yeah, and to have feedback right after a gig in that way too.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
exciting, isn't it?
Yes, that's really good.
Good feedback, bad feedback sometimes. I'm sure it's mostly good.
It's
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I can't remember reading a bad thing about us for a very long time.
Nothing about a performance anyway. It
No.
might say we look weird or
Oh
we
yeah.
act weird or sound a bit weird.
Never
but
about the
not
music.
performance.
Never
Yeah.
about the music. You know, it's always something. If it's anything, it's like, oh, he looks a bit like a woman, or you know, I wish they'd
Or
cut
what?
their hair, you know, or
Yeah.
something like that. But this is all just that's superficial rubbish, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter.
Well, to talk about the superficial rubbish for a second, I mean, the style-wise, you know, is that something that you all just naturally found your way towards? You know, I mean, I've seen a lot of things that have said, you know, you look like you're from the 60s, from the 70s.
I think what it is, you know, I mean, I don't see this band fitting in terms of a niche, or I'd like to see this band as trendsetters. We don't follow, we do what we do because we want to do it. We write the music that we write because we like it, and we write it pretty much for ourselves. I'm the first person to say that I love listening to the Struts. I have no shame in saying that because it sounds like my idols. And most of them, unfortunately, are dead now, or have stopped making music altogether. So it's great to create music, almost picking up from where your inspiration has left off and push it forward. So we just do what we want. We dress how we want because that's what we like, and that's our taste. And if people don't like it, then just turn off. Find some other band.
It's a great segue there. Some heroes are still around, and you've had some pretty tremendous news quite recently. Is that something you can talk about a tiny bit more?
Yeah.
June the 13th?
We June the 13th we'll be supporting the Rolling Stones on their Paris show at what's the venue called?
Stade de France.
Stade de France, and it holds it's said to hold about 80,000 people. So. That's going to be good. And when we got the news for that, it was great. We were about to go on stage 10 minutes earlier, and our manager rings us up, and then we were like, wow! And we literally went on stage that night, and we couldn't tell anyone. It was, it was like we were there already. Do you know what I mean? We're like,
that was the sweatiest gig we've ever done. Pure excitement.
It was good.
Yeah.
Came off, probably lost about half a stone doing that gig. Put it straight back on there, of course, because of this. But it was great.
Are you excited for that?
Yeah,
that you must be,
mega.
right?
And we've got a special video coming out. We've got 2 videos coming out, and one of them is a special celebration / tribute to the Stones. So
in advance.
In advance, and I hope everyone enjoys that.
Okay, is that coming out on?
We have a brand new video, which is our brand new single called "Put Your Money on Me," and that comes out on Monday. And I think this other video will be coming out shortly after that. So.
Okay, and then the album on July 28th.
July 28th. It's available for pre-order now, and anyone who comes to see our gigs. We are handing out flyers, and another great important thing that we take pride in at the moment is we like to hang around, and we like to talk to the fans and connect with them, and we'll give them the leaflets, and you can get £2 off the album. So if anyone does come along to our gigs, we're always there to chat and talk about the album, of course, and whatever they want to know.
Oh, that's exciting. Do you have time for a tiny bit of quick fire questions about yourselves? Trivia? Trivia about yourself?
Yeah.
Just for the fans, it's sometimes quite fun since we're talking about fans. First album you ever bought?
How would you like to do this? Would you like good boom, 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 boom?
I guess so, yeah, whoever shouts first.
Okay, what was the first one, sorry?
First album you ever bought?
It was my mum, and she brought me Michael Jackson Off the Wall from Tesco when I was about 9, I think.
You still listen to it?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favourites still. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine was The Killers' Hot Fuss.
Nice.
Good on that one.
Mine was Michael Jackson Bad.
That's 2 Michael Jacksons.
Yeah.
Okay,
Weird.
yeah. So there was already that connection
We
there.
didn't even know each other.
Yeah, mine must have been a really bad summer hits kind of compilation. Which
Now
I'm not proud of, but I'll say something cool.
Free from the Daily Mail, perhaps.
Probably, yeah.
Smash hits now.
Yeah, but-
Nice. What songs do you have on constant repeat at the moment? Apart from the Struts, of course.
Yeah.
As you say.
I'm really liking at the moment. I'm listening to a lot of Shirley Bassey. So there's a few of her sort of just compilations really that I'm really liking. I can't really name a specific song.
Okay.
Just churning her away at the moment, which is good.
And you have to fight over what gets played in the tour van.
Well, that's what I was going to say
Yeah.
for my answer is that we found loads of country stuff on a Spotify playlist, and it's just like every lyric is about trucks and girls and beers and catfish, and that's kind of all we've listened to that mostly on tour, haven't we?
It's
Quite
awful.
appropriate,
It's
really.
awful.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Funny awful. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee.
Depends how I feel.
Yeah. Okay. X Factor, The Voice. Do you
Don't
get
watch
Paul
it.
interested? No. Cool. Favorite film of all time?
Jurassic Park.
I love you, man.
Gladiator.
Tough crowd.
Or Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Like Walk the Line, I'd say.
Okay, walk the line. What books are you currently reading?
I've never read a book in my life.
Okay.
I'm reading one called Jitterbug Perfume by a guy called Tom Robbins. It's like quite trippy. It's really, I don't really know how to describe it, but it is brilliant. Sounds really girly, but it's good.
Wikipedia.
It's all anything I do read, like research
Online,
things.
yeah.
Pilgrimage of Harold Fry, but I've not picked it up in a while. So.
Okay. First poster that you put up as a teen in your bedrooms?
Yeah, it was probably a fold-out Michael Jackson one from a Smash Hits magazine or something. Do you remember Smash Hits magazine? Yeah, it's probably one of them. I think what I remember, it was a Smooth Criminal. No, it was Stranger in Moscow, and it was a pose of him, and then it had the lyrics underneath it. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I used to have football ones, you know, like Match magazine. I'd have like the Arsenal squad of like 98 in there or something.
We have a supporter.
We got thumbs up over there, yeah, good man.
I think mine was a Pokemon. So I think I had Pokemon.
The chart where they show all the names. And shit,
I think it was something like that.
Nice. Probably the same one, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I was 7 years old.
Favorite journey? Do you all have one? Could be any kind of journey.
I'll tell you least favourite journey.
Good.
Travelling back from recording in Spain, and it was in February, wasn't it? And we drove back. We got caught in a snowstorm in France, and the heating in the van had gone.
Ooh.
And so we're coming back through like the north of France, and Adam, you were curled up in a ball.
I cried.
Having a little cry. It was
Everyone
horrible.
was asleep.
It was so bad.
What do you mean by journey? Like just somewhere we've been?
Or the journey home that you really like doing?
A lot of the train connections at the moment from Paddington back down to Devon, which is where I'm living, are awful at the moment. and I it was quite recent.
we were turning this round.
Cross country trains, sort it out.
It was quite horrible. It was literally 8 o'clock, and I managed to get home about 3 o'clock in the morning. So do the maths. That's just not acceptable. Sort it out, London. You know.
Good. We put it on camera. Finally, do you have a life motto or favorite saying?
There's a few of them. I don't think you want to know about them.
How you like to be treated. I always try and like, should I say this? Would I like it? No, so I won't. Then sometimes like, fuck it, I will anyway. But no, that's a motto. Yeah, like just like
Live the dream. I say that too much in jest, but I end up saying it all the time for everything.
he does say it all the time.
And it's happening.
Live
I think it's
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that note, can't wait to see the gig, and it's been great chatting to you all.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks.
Thanks.
I like
Enjoy
that.
it.
All right.
Pop scoop.